Hey guys, Hillbilly Dude here, and today I just wanted to come out, shoot a quick little video on a product that I've carried pretty much every day for the last 9 years. So if you're thinking about buying a buck 110, that's what we're talking about. And I'm hoping maybe this video will help you. It'll give you kind of a basic understanding, maybe a little bit of history, and a lot of the specs on the knife. So let's just get started. All right, this is the buck 110 Folding Hunter. All right, it is a clip point style blade. The blade length is 3 3/4 inches long, which is 9.5 centimeters. The blade thickness, the spine of this blade, is 0.12 inches thick. So it's almost 1/8 of an inch thick, and that comes out to just a hair over 3 millimeters. The closed length of this, if you're going to carry it in your pocket, is 4 7/8 inches long. So it's almost 5 inches long carrying it in your pocket, and that's 12.4 centimeters. It's a lockback style design. So it snaps back into place. You have to use this locking mechanism here, push that down to close it. So it's designed to be a two-hand closed knife. You have to use two hands to get it closed, and you have two hands to get it open. It does have this little cutout for your nail there, so you can help grab it. You don't need it. It opens fairly easy just by being able to grab a hold of it and pull it open, and then you know when it gets there, snaps into place, and then you have to use two hands to close it. I have gotten in the habit of just pushing it in and closing it like this. So one hand, and you can do the same thing to open it if you need to. As long as you're careful, it's not a big deal. But it's just not as convenient as the knives that you can flip open one hand and flip closed. Weighs 7.2 ounces, which is 205 grams. So it's pretty heavy little dude. It's like carrying around the boat anchor until you get used to it. I'm a big guy, so I really don't have a problem with it, unless if I'm wearing like basketball shorts or something really light like that, because then you put it in your pocket and it just wants to flop around, and it's just not the most convenient way of doing that. But if you're wearing jeans, you're wearing overalls, whatever like that, it's fine in your pocket. The materials that this knife is made out of. First of all, I want to say that it is made in the USA. It's been made since 1963. That's when Al Buck designed this knife. And his original intent for this was to replace the larger fixed blade knives that many hunters were having to carry out into the woods. He wanted a folding style design that could perform the same as many of the fixed blade knives of that time. And this is what he came up with, and it was a huge success. It was one of Buck's first claims to fame. That got them really on the map as a solid knife making company, and sold millions and millions of units. And this is still a really, really popular item today. One of the biggest items, if not the biggest, for Buck still today. They make these in 1,000 different, seems like 1,000 different variations now. You can get different steels, you can get different handles, you can get, they weigh different looks. But they're all based around this. This is the original design right here. Okay, I bought mine 9 years ago. Now, when these were made in 1963, they were made out of a few different materials than what they are today, and so I'm going to walk you through that. Currently, these are 420 HC stainless steel, and I know that's a big turnoff for a lot of knife guys because so many cheap knives are made out of 420 or 440 stainless, and they just don't take the time to do it right. What sets Buck apart from the cheap manufacturers is their heat treatment. They have the Paul Boss heat treatment system that they use, and they've been using this since the mid-1960s. And this system is just tried and true for getting the best potential out of the metal that you're using. And so this being 420 HC isn't the greatest steel to start with, but he's able to get a 58 Rockwell hardness out of this. So it does hold up good. It holds an edge good. It's fairly easy to sharpen, and it just makes a really decent pocket knife. This right here currently retails for $82 on Buck's website, but you can find it for 44 bucks at on Amazon. You can find it for $44, and Walmart's right around the same price there. Academy Sports, different places like that are going to be right around that $40 range. So for a fairly low price pocket knife, you're going to get something that it will last a lifetime, as long as you don't be stupid with it. Speaking of being stupid with it, I have used and abused this thing. I broke the tip off of mine, so I had to reprofile the edge by sharpening it down. I broke about 1/8 inch of the tip off of this one years ago, just being an idiot. But hasn't affected the performance of it. like I said, I reprofiled the edge, just sharpened it down with my stone. Got me a little bit of a point back on there, and it's performed flawlessly since then. This is made out of brass and wood, but this wood isn't solid wood. Back in the day, back in the 1960s, let me see, I wrote it down. From 63 to 81, they used 440 C steel, and then from 81 to 92, they used 425 M, and then from 93 forward, they've used this 420, with the exception of all the different models of this knife. Some of them have different materials, but the traditional folding hunter knife has been using the 420 HC stainless since 1993. So the old buck 110s were used just solid ebony wood, and then in the 90s, the federal regulations came about protecting endangered woods, and so they had to switch it up, and now they use this laminate style wood. They call it diamond wood. I've seen that several times labeled diamond wood, and basically it's just like micarta, except for the base material is different. Instead of using carbon fiber and resin for like micarta, they're just using ebony wood and micarta, or ebony wood and resin, and they just make this laminate handle. So the old styles were solid wood handles. This here is a laminate handle now, but it's tough as nails. I mean, the brass on this one, as you can see, has gotten beat up and chipped and just dinged up all over the place, and the wood hasn't. The wood don't have any scratches, any dents, so it's tough stuff. It holds up good. I've used this thing so many times beaten, and it's just roughed up really good, but the handle is held up great. They still use brass. The original ones were brass. These are still brass, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful material. It just looks sharp. It looks traditional. I really like that. And it gets a little bit of a patina, a little bit of a color to it. Obviously, like I said, it's a soft metal, so it does get little nicks and dents, but that just gives it character, and that just adds to the story of your knife. Because you get one of these, as long as you take care of it and you don't just use it for a pry bar or a screwdriver or something like that, it's something you're going to be passing down to your kids for sure, your grandkids. It comes with a leather pouch. Originally, when you buy this, I don't have mine. I don't know what I've done with it. I never really carried it in it. I did a few times. Didn't much care for it. Like I said, I usually just close this up. I put it in my front hip pocket here, and it's never been a problem for me. You can buy pouches though, like mine. I lost mine. I could buy replacements on Amazon for like $10, and you can get different patterns and designs if you want to kind of upgrade that, and you don't want just the plain Jane generic black one that comes from Buck, which isn't anything special, but it'll do the job. And it is leather, but like I said, you're getting what you pay for. This is about a $40 knife, but it's a really good quality knife. That pretty much sums it up. I hope this helped, and thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.